So know these concepts or these terms whenever we talk about options. And this is part of that basic foundational education. The strike price, and that is the price you can buy or sell the shares at. Expiration is the deadline or the clock working against you. You've got monthly, weeklies, and dailies that are out there. And obviously, all the rage has been 0 day to expiration options. Make sure you know the game and what you're getting into. Working with somebody like Nate, who is right on top of the market all of the time. And that's how you can be successful at those shorter term options. Time is usually your friend. In the money, at the money, and out of the money. That intrinsic value thing I was talking about, that's exactly what that refers to. When something is in the money, either a call or a put, it has intrinsic value. So if it's that $10 strike put that I talked about just a second ago, and the stock is at $9, you have $1 of intrinsic value left. And then anything beyond that is time premium, that value that you paid the person for the right. Remember that, just like with the motorcycle, that time premium goes down the closer you get to expiration. I promise the chart's coming up here in a second. Break even is at expiration. That is the strike price plus whatever the option is. That intrinsic value at expiration is going to be your bottom line value of that option on expiration date. And they close right up there at 4:00 on the third Friday in the monthlies, case of the monthlies of every month. Bingo. That's it. Remember that third Friday. It's not, and this, everybody, every once in a while, they'll get a little confused because your expiration date will be a little earlier in the month than, let's say, January 2028, where it's the 21st of the month. Make sure you're looking at where that first Friday lands in the calendar, because the third Friday can be forward or behind that 21st, right? Terms buy to open and sell to open are very important details of the transaction. And then the other side of that is sell to close. And then buy to close will be the other, and that is in the case of where you're selling. Now, let me go for just a second and talk about the difference between that selling of an option and the buying of the option. In the case of selling, keep in mind that you are now taking on that obligation, right? And when we get into credit spread, iron butterflies, all of these fancy terms, the iron condors and the butterflies and everything you've heard, and we'll discuss those in future sessions. You are now trying to use time to your actual benefit here. I've seen a couple of trades on Nate's channel where they've actually done some of these pinning the strike, which I love in terms of either credit spreads, yada, yada, yada. But you're getting at the point where you're trying to use time to your advantage in those situations. So make sure that you can pinpoint where the stock is expected to end by that end of expiration, whether it's the same day or whether it's next week, or you can get a little more loose when you're going out a month or two. The whole idea there is when you're selling those options and you're bringing credit in, you want to make certain that you've got a little more of a handle on what the liabilities are in terms of that option and what your responsibility is. So those are your basic terms.